Hey, Knife Monkey, how's it going, man? First to the party. How's it going? Got your Kaiser T1, nice. That's awesome. I just got in this Viper Tech Auto. Hey, Waylon. D2, sharp as can be. It's pretty lightweight. Arizona. I hope you guys are having a good day. Let's see here. I've been carrying this one today and my Microtech. Got some really nice features in that blue bone. Got the Clio in the mail from Artisan Cutlery to check out. I was telling people about it, and then people were asking me about it. So I reached out, and Artisan was kind enough to let me do some reviews on it. And it's a little knife, but you can choke up, and you've got a great belly on that thing. And this is in copper, so I'm curious how it'll patina. And we've got S90V on the blade and a titanium pocket clip. They do have another version of this where it's all titanium. This just happens to be the new one where this is copper. So I'm liking it. Hey, Henry, how's it going? It would. Kind of want to see if it'll do any natural wearing in first, just to see what happens, and then go from there. We got the Mint PM3. Not quite there on that one, but yeah, I'm still getting used to this spider coat. But this is the PM3 and M4, and I'm liking it so far. Got a nasty cut today from the Clio down there. And the Jack Wolf got me last week, so I've just been having the best of luck. Hey, Gons, what's up, man? Got this new hand soap, and it is driving me nuts, the smell. I just, ew. But I got this little Viper Tech Auto. It is very, very sharp. It's in D2. It's very lightweight. What? I haven't been unsubscribed, but it doesn't give me notifications lately, and that drives me nuts. Yeah, this is different, and they're pretty reasonable. I don't remember the price on this one, but very reasonable. And usually they have sales on Viper Tech. I got a handful I'm going to be checking out from them, and they're budget friendly. And then got the Big Chief here. Kenman and I both ordered to see what we thought. And this thing is crazy. This is This is almost 9 inches long. Hey, Ron. This thing is sharp, too. And it's an integral. I made a couple playlists on my channel. People said to make playlists, and that might help get the views up for us. So if you're interested, awesome. If not, that's fine too. What is everybody carrying today? Yeah. I can't sit still for that long. How's it going, Bando? Tegan? Golden Nugget? Utility knife at work? Nice. Got mine somewhere. The one cool thing about these Viper Techs, I mean, they pretty much are all auto. Hey, Kelly, is the pouch, they all come in these pouches. And then you can belt loop them if you want. It's just Velcro here so you can undo it. Throw it in your pocket, throw it in your bag. Or just use the pocket clip. Asher Spiro Warncliffe in blue carbon fiber, Golden Design Standard titanium scales, Chavez Primar, G-Shock watch, titanium pen notepad today. Very nice. Hey, Kane. I was carrying my MSI and this nice teardrop Rosecraft. Drop my unboxing video. I'll do more videos about this. This is the Artisan Cutlery Clio in copper. S90V. Oh, I know, Ron. It's so nice. They might have some available still. Not sure. Yeah, I love slip joints. Let's see. This little guy is fun though. It's a great action, and it's just 3 here, but you can choke up easy, and then you got all 4. Sorry, I've got paint on my hands today. Hey, Knives Are Life. Ron Crow. Got the Artisan Clio in copper today. So there's no liners, probably because this is all copper, and no milling, but it's still fairly light. Slip joints are somewhat of a gentleman style carry. What do you? I agree. I mean, they definitely have a very, usually they have some very nice metal. Rosecraft is known for having like those mirror polishes. Yeah. And it just reminds me of a time, back when like old, grandfathers and stuff carried pocket knives and things like that. And then, so yeah, Kenman and I got the Big Chief, which is an integral, and it's about 9 inches long. This thing is huge, and I highly recommend it. You recommend more the PM2 or the PM3? Well, I've only had very little time with the PM2. It depends on more your size. I usually like bigger knives, but this PM3 fits pretty good. I usually like a bit of a longer blade, but this one works. They have that forward choil, which helps a lot. I think back, pretty much the old timers. Yeah. It's funny is when I was in high school, I carried an old timer. Just ordered the New Breed Ballast Song by Kubi. Nice. I'll have to go check that out. That's awesome. I'm enjoying it, you know. They make them so you get good grip, and I was looking at the Mannix too, but I'm very happy with this. So far no complaints. Leaning towards PM2. So much good stuff about the 3. Yeah, I usually prefer larger knives, and you know I can get my hands on this no problem. So I really, I have no complaints about the Para 3. And you know, there's a ton of configurations you can get it in, which are nice. I have, hence my hands. This was today's little painting. Oh yeah, I'd love to get a shaman in like Spy 27 or something like that. Hey Clint. But yeah, this is today's. It's on like note card. Went with some more earth tones today. Your Mannix is the M4 blade swap. Oh, cool. Definitely. I keep going back and forth whether I want to get different scales for the 20.5. You know, maybe I'm thinking this summer I want to try to do some anodizing. Maybe that would be the time to pick up some scales for it, and then I can go crazy. Thank you, Ron. I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me. Want to get a Spyderco Shaman or yeah. Let's see here. What else is going on today? Nice, Waylon. Appreciate that. There you go, Gons. That's also coming up. Yeah, it should be in the mail. I mailed. Make sure here. Check my list. I'm pretty sure it's already been shipped. So, oh yeah, in the mail. Selling together and selling them. Like my paintings or the notebooks. So for my day job, I actually, I'm an abstract artist. I'm in a gallery in town, and I've sold online, but the gallery's starting to do that for me. Definitely has its slow and busy seasons. Yeah, my paintings, yeah, I do. You know, depending whether you want to buy them from me or you get it from the gallery, they will usually frame a lot of them. And there's a markup, you know, because they got to cover their expenditures. Like if you're looking for a small, well, I always tell people if they're looking for a smaller piece, just contact me. A larger piece, you'll probably get a better deal shipping through the gallery. Plus, I don't have to try to do that. But I do. I sell my paintings, and it goes in waves. It's very interesting. But yeah. Thank you, Kane. And I have another Insta account just for my art. And then can always give you the link to the gallery and see what they have. And just to look at, you know, I'm not expecting anybody to. I never expect anything, but it's always nice when somebody appreciates it. Hey, no worries, Waylon. No worries. I understand that. There's always art I'm looking at, and then I'm like, oof. Hey, 04 Hemi. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this one yet. Um, Sometimes with these smaller ones, I've been known to mail them to other galleries, um, or museums, see if they want to take on anything. Um, I sell them. I have done giveaways before, and I do have a few on hand actually. This was today's, but I go through. I have a handful of wood ones available that I'm gonna save up for the gallery, but then I have a handful of these on card that um, I haven't decided what I'm doing with yet. The gallery has a handful of these cards, but they frame them, so it's a little bit pricier because they come framed. They have really nice matting and stuff like that. Um, but I always try to paint. If it's not like a painting, even a painting I want to sell like this, just mail it to you. Um, that's right. And I actually have had people say, "Can you put a stamp on this and mail it to me?" And they want to see how it goes through, how it comes going through the post office with just being out there in the open, and then they'll frame it when they get it. And usually they don't come out that bad. um, but yeah, so I do enjoy it. Even if I'm not gonna make a painting, I'm just sketching something out. I try to do a little bit each day just to try to push myself. Hey, Krishna. Um, these, I'll tell you. Um, for friends, I'll cut deals. The gallery will sell these for much, much more. You would want an envelope? I can do that too. Since shipping is such a good deal, I usually I usually go between 20 to 50. These are like 4 by 6, and then of course I'll sign the back and things like that. Um, you know, but there's always deals to be had. I don't ever want somebody to miss a piece because of the price. Put it that way. I have thought about that a lot, Ron, and I've been trying to work on ideas, and a lot of my ideas end up kind of like funny or dark humored. So I'm trying to decide how to work that, or if it's even just a sketch. Um, there was a time I did paintings for a company called Artomat, and I painted them on little blocks of wood about this big, and they were like monsters and stuff, um, and shipped them all over the world, and it was fun. I just haven't done any in a while. I still can, but it was really cool. Yes, dark humor sympathy cards, definitely. Yeah, I have some of my smaller pieces. I'm kind of doing a series with this dark gray and gold, and I'm kind of been saving up for the gallery unless somebody reached out and wanted one. These go from anywhere from like 50 to 100. Um, Probably more around the 50 mark. The gallery will put them around 100. Um, but I sign the sides of them as opposed to on the art so that it doesn't take away from it. And then once I'm done, I take my Dremel and I age them to give it a little bit more life. Thank you, Sir Jacob. Yeah. So I have a lot of fun with these. I have, I have one like this, and I put the Dremel to it. And this has a lot of earth tones in this one as well. Oh, yeah. I've thought about doing that. Um, you know, a lot of it is kind of like, I guess we have long winters here. So when I can get outside and venture, so when I paint, I try to think of, well, first of all, I have my ideas and then I try to clear my head. And then most of them come out to me as the outdoors or places unvisited, places that might not even exist, or what I think might look nice. There's a lot of abstract artists that say they're landscape, so I don't like to put myself in just that category because I do, a lot of variety. Usually I'll do like a run of paintings in like a certain color plan or a certain material like wood. And I kind of just go until I, run through it. Hey, Joseph. What's funny is there's times I've done stuff and people just like went nuts for it. And I did a ton of them. And then I just one day needed to move on. Hey, Illuminati, I hear you. There's this one. It's yeah, it has a few colors, but it's mostly been muted, but like looks shallower in some spots and not as much in others. I don't know if you can pick it up. There's like some sea foam and white, but mostly this it's called Payne's Gray. But I'll do something and people love it and I'll sell them. And then the next thing I do, they don't like it and they ask me to go back, but I don't want to. So it gets very interesting. I didn't watch a lot. I definitely did watch. And I do a lot of that, like wet on wet painting, they call it, where you don't wait for something to dry. You paint on top of wet paint. So that's very similar. Just I don't do oil, I do acrylic. Is that a shaving blade? Oh, this is the Big Chief. This isn't a shaving blade, but it's a design from, the early 1900s as very, very much a user knife. It's aluminum and then 440 stainless, so they advertised it as a completely stainless knife that fishermen or hunters could use when needed. You got flashlights? Awesome. And none for now. But so yeah, this is an interesting one. I picked it up from Cooper Cutlery. It's an integral nonetheless, but it is the same design that they used like 100 years ago. And this is like a 9-inch knife. This thing's a beast. This one's called the Big Chief. And if you go to Cooper Cutlery, that is about the only place you'll find it in stock. And it only runs about $40. But there's a lot of history to it. And it's pretty cool. So Cooper Cutlery hand makes knives out of Ohio, and they've bought licensing to companies that like went out of business forever ago, and they use and make the exact same design from way back then. Oh, cool. It's cool, Sir Jacob. None for now. And ooh, let me show you guys. So Flytanium has been super awesome, and the growth has been a little slow lately. I'll say we're still about 200 away from 2K, but when we get to 2K, they sent a beef as a giveaway. So one of you guys will win this beef. It's like a blue gray PVD blade, I like the thumb studs because they're more reflective. They got more like metal in them, and I'm a big fan of this knife, so that was really cool for them to send it. So that'll be one of the giveaways, and then I'll have a rose craft, and we'll go from there. And I did set up today some what do you call that? Where you can just click start and it'll play through a bunch of my videos to maybe help build the hours, and then when we get monetized, if we get monetized in time, I'll add something else really cool to it. You got the beef in red, nice. Cooper Cutlery, the Big Chief. Yes, it is, Ron. That's right. And honestly, if you just Google Cooper Cutlery Big Chief, it might take you right to it. So this is their more budget one. Oh, thank you, Bluminati. I really appreciate that. So this is like kind of like their more affordable knife. Otherwise, they're known for doing like high-end stuff. Like they'll do mammoth bone handles. They do all traditional knives, and a lot of their knives go anywhere from $150 to $350. So it'd be cool to get someday, but got to start somewhere. And let's see here. I sent the Jack Wolf fixed blade on to Kenman to review. Yeah, Google is all knowing, whether we want it to be or not. Let's see here. And then, yeah, I'm going to be checking out some Viper Techs and sending them on. About to ask you. I'll tell you this, Ron. I like fixed blades, but I'm very, very picky about fixed blades. If it's normally a fixed blade is something I'm going to just have on hand in case I need to do some actual work with it. So it'll be bigger. I find most of them too large to carry. The Jack Wolf one, when it showed up, it was much smaller than I expected. But that ended up in being a good thing, because once I got it in the sheath can go on the inside of your pocket, and it's got a clip on it, and it's like it's not even there. So I was actually very impressed with it. And I've heard some people going back and forth about the price. At least the one I got, the 80s camo carbon, that material is not cheap. And to have a full tang of S90V, that's not very cheap either. I will say I'm not a lanyard guy, and it came with a lanyard on it. And that also ended up being very well thought out, because while I had my 3 fingers on the knife, my pinky was able to be on the lanyard and feel totally secure. So actually, I really liked it a lot. And I could see myself carrying that a lot more often than most others. I think it goes on sale Friday for $230, I believe. And there's a wood one, and then there's like an acrylic handle, and let's see here. Oh, just a plain titanium, and then a micarta. I really like that camo carbon, though. I'm glad we got to check that one out. The price when it comes to Jack Wolf knives. Exactly. Ron, a lot of people think, oh, it's smaller, it's a traditional, but that doesn't really matter a whole lot when you're talking about the materials in use and the quality control. Just like I said, those are expensive, but like Cooper Cutlery, Shatton Morgan, those brands that do their handmade knives and small runs, to find one under 250, and that is, I mean, we're talking probably 440 steel, and then you're paying a lot towards the handle. So what type of bone or stag you get, but when you put it in those terms, I think it starts to sound fair. Oh, definitely, definitely 04 Hemi. You know, and I think it just goes down to there's still a lot of guys that just want to carry traditionals sometimes. I like both. I usually always have a folder, and I'll sometimes have a traditional on me also. But there's some guys that I've seen in the community that they're still just traditional only. So definitely a place for it. Hinderer Spartan. Hey, Robert. Got some mail going out for you. I got it in the mail the other day. There's a kid riding like a dirt bike outside. He drives the neighbors nuts, but it doesn't bother me. I think it's fun. He'll do wheelies if you ask him to. Oh yeah, that's what's great right now is there's tons of options, you know. You can pick up if you want to just start out, I mean, you can pick up a Rough Rider for 15 bucks and it'd be a good knife. You can buy a case knife for 60 bucks and get into the case collecting and all the colors. You could get into Rosecraft if you just want like a really solid build to carry for like, 60 bucks. You starting to carry a slip joint more too? Yeah. I just like them. Or even like, if you're at a place where luckily not for me. I live in a place where they don't care and I work for myself, but they got a place where they don't really want you carrying one like something like this thin Boker with a backlock. It's not going to be very intimidating to people, but it's still going to give you everything you'll need in a knife. Quiet Carry West, 96 bucks. Oh, I know, man. Oh, I agree, KR. I carry both, yeah. I got to get that Quiet Carry still. Knives are life, and but I've got my ABW on the way. 200 days with his Rosecraft. And that's the thing that I tell people. I got a ton. I go through a lot of knives. Most knives are fairly sharp. Some are not. Rosecrafts come very sharp. Just extremely sharp. And it's D2, so while it might not be, completely rust or corrosion resistant, you still have that toughness of the D2 that lasts for a while. Oh yeah, and that's the thing. There's like knives that I love that I might not carry, but I can still appreciate them. You did not start carrying a fixed blade until you started getting a Jack Wolf kind of funny. That's interesting. Definitely interesting. Yeah, and he did that last year as well. I think mine's put away, but the Barlow, there was like a smoked Barlow. He did that last year, and it was just insane. The amount of stuff that guy scab cuts, and the knives continue to cut blow my mind. He'd be like, I've never sharpened this knife, and I've cut with it for 150 days. Let's just cut a tire in half. And then I start to wonder how much brute strength does he have versus what the knife is doing versus him. But always interesting stuff. I thought it was really interesting watching that MC video. If you guys saw it, where he bought the 23 pounds of confiscated TSA knives. My God. How many of them had broken tips? Oh. It was a shame. Yeah. And there's knives for certain types of things, certain types of jobs, like if I'm going to carry a slip joint, I'm still going to be like, you know what? I'm going to also carry my CMB. So I usually will carry my folder in my back pocket, and I usually will carry a slip joint in my front pocket. I know. That one where he's like, oh my God, hair. All I have to say is he was wearing gloves, but if it was up to me, I'd probably be wearing a mask too. Some of that stuff just looked like nasty. Plus, just like thinking about it being in some of those like M techs that were probably in somebody's pocket for like 20 years. Oof. All I have to say is if I forget and I have a very high-end knife in my pocket, I'll miss the flight. Oh yeah, that's what he was doing, Ron. And the problem is I've seen some guys that do that and then they try to sell them on whatnot, like 5, 10, 15 bucks, and I'm just looking at them. They're broken, they're chipped, they wobble. There's no use left in them. And they're like, hey, somebody give me 15 bucks for this. And I'm like, no. Oh yeah, I know. But you know what? Like, I'll be on TikTok and people will be like, "Oh, I carry this or whatever," and it's probably way better than that crap you have. And I'm like, you just explained to me that you have an M Tech that's old that just says China on it, and there's not even a steel listed. It looks like right there. Sure thing, Stuart. Yeah, but like, I think I know a little bit about knives. Not all knowing, but I know what I carry. This is the Big Chief. Um, so Cooper Cutlery makes and sells these. These were a design from the early 1900s. An integral aluminum and 440 stainless. This was a knife that was bought quite a bit back then, and Cooper Cutlery buys patents for old traditional knives and hand builds them in Ohio. And this one's called the Big Chief that was sold, and way bigger than I thought. This thing is almost 9 inches long. Even Kenman was shocked because we both were like, let's order one and review it together. And we were like, did you see how big that was when you opened it up? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, for what they're paying for these like fake tactical knives, they could buy a nice QSP, like easy. Still probably on it. Yeah. I was looking at gravity knives on Amazon. Not because I didn't want like a fancy one, but I was like, I wonder if I can find a gas station one on Amazon just to have, to mess around with. And I found one. It was like 15 bucks. I started reading it, and it said handle aluminum, blade aluminum. And I was like, that's below gas station now for me. Just stop by and you got to go. Oh, no problem, Ron. You have a good day. Say hi to your mom for us. And yeah, we'll talk later. And this Chloe, so they released the Chloe last year, or the Clio, and it was all titanium, and then they just did a release of it in copper, and some people were asking me about it, and I love this, so I took a shot in the dark and was asked Artisan. I was like, hey, people were asking, and I'm curious about this, like weight and stuff, and they sent me one to check out. So I'm super stoked. This one is in S90V. This one is on their site on sale for $130 or $140, somewhere along there. I don't have coupon codes. I just have links, but I don't have any discount codes, unfortunately. Oh, it is. It definitely, sometimes where people are saying their handles are so light compared to the blade, but this is like right on the money. Just right behind there. And it's nice, and I'm really curious how if it'll naturally patina if I carry it a lot this summer. Because I don't live in a salty place. But just like, through sweat and things and this summer, I'm curious as to how this goes. They did. It took them a while, but they did, and it totally surprised me. This one definitely would surprise you. It's got a little heft to it. Yeah. That's true none for now, like it's crazy. Yeah. There's so much different there's so many different kinds. And it's what makes buying a $30 knife that'll last you 2 months versus buying a $30 knife that'll last you 2 years, That, I mean, it's crazy. And I'm by far not a steel snob, but I know at least what I'm getting into, the quality. I live somewhere where D2 doesn't really corrode, so that's nice. And then I buy D2 because it's a strong steel, or I buy D2 that's got, like this. It's got a PVD coating, so it would take a lot for that to actually get a little bit of rust spots or anything like that. But if I live down in Florida or something, that might be a bigger concern. I move up to 14C. I posted a video of this, and somebody was saying, "Well, oh, M4, that thing's just gonna rust in a week." And I said, "Well, first of all, it's coated. It's coated M4." And second of all, I live in a climate where I don't have to worry about that. Not quite there, no. But, like my collection is, I kind of like a variety of different things. And, sometimes I get stuff and I'm not as impressed, and then I just move it on to somebody that might like it more, and I put that towards something that'll make me happy, like this gas station bat knife that is stainless. But it makes me happy, and it was $17. And I have a mustache that I drew somewhere that I tape on here sometimes, and so then it's a mustache with the blades exposed, and I send the picture to Tri-State, and I have a good laugh saying I've designed the Tri-State 2.0. And I don't know if he thinks it's funny or not, but he's a good guy, and I have fun with that. That's right. K390 rust, but I've yet to see it and been through the washer and dryer more than you care to admit. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we all carried 8CR at some point and thought it was the best. The mustache knife, yep. Maybe I'll take one of the little videos I made and I sent him, and I'll post it someday. But fun times. I will say his knife is one of the ones I wish I could get my hands on. I think that looks really cool, the design. Would love to check that out sometime. Honey Badger and 8CR is what got you started down this rabbit hole. Nice. I keep looking at honey badgers and I just haven't picked one up yet. Um, but for me, I mean, I used to carry the Gerbers and everything else, but the first one that got me into like looking at steel and quality was, I don't know, 5 years ago. I bought a Civivi Backlash, and I just thought that was like the best thing ever. And I don't know where it is anymore, but man, I love that thing. Yeah. The only thing I have is like, I see honey badgers in the 8CR, and then I see them like the D2. But then for the D2 they want like $100, and I don't know. It's hard to drop that. But I've never heard anything bad about them once people got them, at least. So if you've got good luck with them, I'll take your word, and I will keep it on my list as one to pick up at some point. Yeah. Even the 8CRs are like 45, $50. See, that's a good deal right there. Let's see, what is today? Today's Thursday, so Kenman will be on. And War Room and DBD will be on, I believe. Anybody I'm forgetting who's on tonight? Probably bounce around, but mostly give Kenman a hard time. But is there anything you guys want to look at or got questions about, or you just want to hang and talk? Let's see here. You want a mini Griptilian from the custom shop on Tuesday? That's awesome, man. That's really cool. When do you get it? Do you have it already? Kershaw got you down the rabbit hole. Saw some videos and was like, okay, so what's a good steal and why? That's true. Kershaw. I'm a huge Kershaw fan. I have some 3CR Kershaw, some 5CR, um, all the way up to like Magna Cut and Kershaw. I'm just a fan of them all. And I've been enjoying this, the Tack Knives Goliath. This is nice. It's an auto with a safety. I just wish, or I hope that they make a non-auto so that I can just flip it off the fuller, because it stays unlocked unless you push the button, or it stays locked until. This has a good belly on it. Two different styles of jimping, which I think is really cool. And very lightweight. Waiting for the guy to ship it. Bright blue handles with blacked out 20 CV sheepsfoot blade. Cool. That sounds really cool. That's awesome. But congrats on that. This one's in 14C. That was like on Blade City. I won a giveaway, and it was a mini bug out, but still I was like, what? I won. I don't win a ton, but I win sometimes, but I've never won like a bug out before or anything. So I was pretty stoked on that. I did win on G-Ball like a little over a week ago. Yeah, it definitely would. I know he's working on like a top liner lock version, slightly different looking, but it'll just be a top liner lock, and I'm like, yeah, I'll take one. Sign me up now. Hey, have a good one, Joseph. Talk to you soon. Oh, you want a Fractus from Rob's Nerdy Knives? That's awesome. He does some really nice giveaways. Getting spam calls. And then TRM sent the Bulldog, but they want it to be a TikTok giveaway. So that will probably be happening within a week. So if you're on there, feel free to find me. And I'd love to see it go into somebody's hands that I know. That would be cool. A Jimmy Crow custom. Oh yeah. I have a couple, and they're awesome. And Jimmy's such a nice guy. I've got pictures posted. I didn't really record much because I was just having too much fun, but he actually came out here, hung out with Iowa AK and I, and it was fun. See, it was a members giveaway. You bought the membership the week before. Yeah, best few bucks you ever spent, I bet. Definitely. Definitely on that. Oh. Picked up my office and put stuff away. So now I'm digging through it to cause hassle. Somebody earlier asked about utility knives. Tack knives. This thing is the best. It's these run $60, I think. There's just a couple left, I think. But you can use code Titanium and get 20% off. These are like the smoothest. They're milled aluminum, raised, which is different, and comes with blades. Definitely. I know he's running really, really low, and he's gonna get more, but he's having a hard time getting them made with what's going on with tariffs, he said. So he doesn't know how soon they'll show back up. Oh, no problem. I'm always searching for discounts, so if I can help you guys get discounts, I'm gonna. So yeah. Let's see here. I saw Casey went on a little. Is that aluminum or titanium? This one is aluminum, but it's milled, and it's not milled down. It's milled the lines. If you can kind of understand. I don't know, but the pocket clip's great. The action's great. Just really nice. And I like aluminum. It's very lightweight, so yeah, definitely. Let's see here. I know Casey went live a little bit ago, so maybe we'll bounce out and give Casey a hard time. And then if you guys are online later, Kenman's on, War Room is on, and I'll be live tomorrow. And figure something fun out for tomorrow. So you guys later, Knives are Life. You guys have an amazing day. And yeah, we'll talk tomorrow. All right. Later.